Gentlemen, welcome into another cryptocurrency video. We are experiencing a bit of a pullback, or in some cases, a significant pullback with some of the lower cap Ethereum memes, and even just the higher caps in general, money leaving the crypto market, at least for the time being, of course, based off of the 4-year cycle, whether you want to believe in that or not. It's behaving in a way we should have a phenomenal October. Normally in crypto, traditionally October is extremely bullish, especially the way it aligns this year with the rate cut that just happened, likely another rate cut coming next month, along with the fact that we do have Bitcoin nowhere close to its pi cycle top. Whether or not people still believe in that, I think Bitcoin at least 140, 150K. Right now it's sitting around 112K, but taking a look at, this is the overall market cap of meme coins on CMC. So even within the past 3 or 4 days, going back to the 18th, you're looking at a market cap of 82, 83 million. And as you can see, we're sitting at 68 million. So we've lost around 15 or 16, or excuse me, the billion, 82 or 83 billion down to around 69 billion. So we've lost around $14 billion in terms of overall market cap. Interestingly enough, you take a look at this, just this cycle within the past year, December of last year was a more bullish time for meme coins than where we're at right now. But even just taking a look at the last 5 or 6 months, we're still creating higher lows. And so if we do experience a blow off top, we can expect the overall market cap of meme coins to be significantly higher than the recent top of about a year ago, a little bit less than a year ago, of around $134 billion. So even with this recent pullback, albeit it can be challenging, especially if you're in a lot of low cap coins, the volatility is insane. I mean, even the high caps, the coins will go down 20 or 30%. That's just how meme coins are. That's how cryptocurrency is in general. Unless you're investing into extremely high altcoins and Bitcoin, you're going to have to absorb 20% turn downs, 30% price decreases, things of that nature. And so, I mean, it is interesting to look at this and to see that the actual top, at least within the past year, was in December. It was not recently, but we still do have an extremely, extremely bullish looking chart when it comes to the overall market cap of memes. And hopefully all of this is invalidated and we go to, significant figures in terms of where meme coins can potentially go. I wouldn't even be able to predict, but hopefully it's a lot higher than 140 billion or whatever the recent top was. So it's interesting. You put it into perspective. Yes, there's a little bit of a downturn. Yes, a lot of the low cap memes are going to absorb a significant hit. You can put it in perspective by looking at even these are the high cap coins, even something like Doge, the last 7 days, last 24 hours down 10%. 10%. You look at Shiba down around 6.5% last 24 hours. Pepe down 11% the last 7 days. A lot of these coins are down. Fartcoin is down 25%. Fartcoin is, it's almost under 600 million. So that's a low that we haven't seen from Fartcoin in a while. What is SPX at? SPX is sitting at $1.06. It's back under $1 billion. So you're seeing retracements of many of these. Official Trump now is under $2 billion. Of course, fully diluted. It's significantly higher. That is not a coin you want to be investing into, but just pretty much all of these coins the last 24 hours, last 7 days are down significantly. And so obviously now is not the time you want to be panic selling. You really don't want to be selling at all within the next month or two unless you have a really odd situation. Taking a look at the last 30 days, we did have the overall crypto market cap go above 4 trillion. The hope is maybe 10 trillion, 12 trillion, who knows? I mean, it's acted a lot different than the meme coin market cap, and that's the difference between mainly Ethereum, even though Ethereum has gone up recently. It's the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin has certainly dominated this cycle, as it tends to do, and up until the very end. But even more so this cycle, Ethereum has certainly struggled. Ethereum, you could say, still hasn't even reached a new all-time high this cycle. Bitcoin's crossed about 12 different new all-time highs. The overall altcoin index at 62, the fear and greed down to 47. So the fear and greed is down a little bit. The CMC 20, you know what? They should allow you to invest into the CMC 100. This is better than the S&P 500, especially during a bull season. Plus, most of it is probably, yeah, look at that. 63% would be into Bitcoin anyways. But you take a look at this, the last, what is this, 2 years? It's gone up like 250%. It's funny. The CMC 100, so they have that right there. And then you do have, where are the actual indicators? So this is a mining indicator. Yeah, I highly doubt we're ever going to hit the red zone again. It's because of the halving. There's just less of an incentive for mining. Normal miners got priced out after 2017, after that bull run. There's no point in mining if you're going to do it by yourself. It's too expensive. The reward is not good enough because of the last few halvings. I don't think we're going to hit the red zone for this indicator to come true. In 2017 we did. In 2021 we didn't even reach it. It'll probably be less than what it was in 2021, unless there's some type of crazy mining that they have now. But we've seen it tick up. I think it'll probably tick up to like 2.6, 2.7 is likely what it's going to go to, if I had to guess. What's the recent top of it? 1.89, 1.9. You have the rainbow chart. This thing's already been invalidated. It was invalidated when it wicked under, it reached a cycle low in 2022. It was invalidated. This thing's not even going to hit the yellow. I mean, maybe it'll hit the yellow. What did it hit in 2021? It hit the orange. It didn't even, it didn't hit the top two. So maybe it'll hit the yellow. Maybe it'll hit the orange. I don't see 252K. This cycle, I don't. The yellow, I guess, is possible. Maybe 200K. But taking a look at the Pi cycle top indicator, they say it's got to hit 194. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to hit that 194. And obviously, it's going to keep going up. You look at the green line. The green line, when it crosses, it's in an upward trajectory. So it's going to keep going up until supposedly the blue line crosses it. It's just not going to happen. I don't see it going to 190K this cycle. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong. And then they've got the 30 indicators. It doesn't have to hit all 30 of these indicators, but when it hits 17, 18, 19 indicators, for Bitcoin, that's a sign of a top. That doesn't mean to sell, because a lot of us are in low cap alts or meme coins, which I guess is the same thing. But that doesn't mean it's the time to sell. If you see a lot of these get hit for Bitcoin, it means the money's going to flow out of Bitcoin and hopefully into Ethereum. A lot of the memes, that is what happened, has been what's happened in the past. The Bitcoin dominance still at 58%. It's still on a decent drop off within the past few weeks. The expectation is the Bitcoin dominance will go up to at least 62 or 63 based off of the history. Although, the history of Bitcoin is a little bit over a decade old, and really a lot of these people are just looking at 2021. The BTC dominance could go back up to 64 or 65%. I mean, there's going to be hundreds of billions of dollars being poured into it. You would expect if Bitcoin does go to 180, 190K, the dominance will skyrocket. I mean, there's no question if it does do that. The Ethereum dominance is down recently. It's back up to around, or it's back down to around $4,000, I believe Ethereum is right now. So I think people are a little bit, they're a little bit saddened. But this is the thing. September is normally a bad month. It's not COPE. It is a bad month normally. I don't think you have to adjust much. I know people, if you look at the 4-year cycle, the hope is that, well, maybe the Bitcoin top happens sometime in October. Is there a potential for an extended cycle? Of course there is. We saw it in 2021. We don't know how it's, with cryptocurrency, it's in its infancy still. It's very young. And all of these coins are extremely volatile. Even something like Bitcoin and the just asset price of it, the market cap, you're never going to see something as volatile with that high of a market cap at around 2.2 trillion, whatever it is. So Bitcoin at 112K. I've been hearing people say maybe only 140, 150. Hopefully it's higher than that, but that's just what I've heard. And, the problem that I'm seeing is a lot of these lower cap Ethereum memes, they're putting in new lows that we haven't seen in like 3 or 4 months, and that tends to be pretty bearish. That's really dependent on which coin you're in, though. But the issue is, if you see a downturn in the market and you're in low cap memes, you're going to get crushed. You are going to get crushed. There's nothing holding them up. You'll see SPX 6900 drop 8%, and then other coins that have lower market cap will drop 20 or 30%. The volatility is insane because the market cap of it is so low, which also is why it's more risky, and it can boom and do 100x a lot easier than something like SPX 6900, something that's higher in market cap. So I would say in terms of this, this is what happens sometimes in September. There was definitely a downturn within the past day and a half, I would say. And I mean, Bitcoin, what did it go down? 2%? Bitcoin really didn't do much. Yeah, Bitcoin's down about 2% within the last 24 hours, almost 3%. So it's not nothing. Ethereum certainly has taken a bigger hit, down 7.5% the last 24 hours. Solana's down 8.5%. Dogecoin is down 10% now the last 24 hours. A lot of these uber high cap alts sustaining 4 or 5% decreases. And Uniswap down 11%. Trump's World Liberty Financial down 18%, back at around 20 cents. But yeah, so we'll have to see what ends up happening with this. But I would just say in general, it's not surprising. It's cryptocurrency. RSI, oversold. Alt season right now at 63, fair and greed 47. And the overall crypto market cap down 4%. So it is what it is. I would say wait for October. If you can DCA into positions, it's not a bad idea. I mean, listen, 4-year cycle tells us this is like the opportune time to buy. Well, the opportune time to buy probably was mid-2023 or late 2022 if you're talking about higher cap alts. A lot of the lower cap memes, some of them weren't even around in 2023, 2022. But, I mean, the 4-year cycle says, look, this fall should be phenomenal. Maybe it's invalidated. I mean, in 2021, it operated differently. There was a double top, so who knows? Who really knows? Maybe it's early to mid 2026. We don't know. I'm not going to change the thesis. I think the thesis tells us we get the Bitcoin top sometime late in the fall. Is it potentially becoming invalidated because it's not moving high enough? I mean, we'd like for Bitcoin to be 120, 130K at this point. But again, it's monthly based. I mean, we could see Bitcoin do huge numbers in October, November, reach a top in November, and then the month and a half. I mean, it's a similar setup to 2017. But again, in 2021, there was the delayed double top. There were other coins. I mean, it's hard to predict exactly. So it may drag on into 2026. I don't know. But if it doesn't work out, I mean, there's nothing really I can say in terms of, obviously every cycle is different. You can't say, well, it's going to be like 2017 or 2021. I don't know what it's going to be like. Cryptocurrency is mainstream. Now, the alts and the memes are not mainstream, but Bitcoin is mainstream. So a lot of Bitcoin and the way Bitcoin acts is probably, it's already going to be, it has to be different. The market cap of Bitcoin, I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is 57%. Bitcoin controls over half of the total money within crypto. So Bitcoin is going to act differently than all the other memes. The question is, at what point does Bitcoin hopefully truly boom, which would prelude all of the memes following and money flow into Ethereum? And so that's the real question. So we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, guys, this is not financial advice. That's going to do it for this video. Please like the video down below.